Hello friends. While my shooting range is drying out, I thought I would take some time and show you one of my most favorite activities at Rendezvous. As I've mentioned before, I love having people come to my campfire in the morning to drink coffee. And I've been roasting my own coffee beans at Rendezvous for a couple of decades now. I'm one of the few people that I've actually seen do it. So what I thought I would do is just take some time and just show you how easy it is to roast your own coffee beans. Now this day and age, buying green coffee beans is pretty simple to do. Just go online, type in green coffee beans, and there'll be all kinds of stores come up that you can buy your coffee beans. Is there one particular bean better than the other? Well, you'll discover that in time. The one thing that I have discovered over time is that no matter how small the bean may appear to be, it actually does plump up as you roast them. So I'm going to get the fire going here, get my skillet good and warm, and I'll go to roasting them. Well, I'm going to get the pan good and hot first, and as you can probably hear in the background, it looks like there's some sort of emergency vehicle coming up the road. So I'm just going to let the pan get good and warm, and then I'm going to start putting some beans in the pan, and I'm just going to continue to stir them as they turn brown or black or however dark you want your bean to be. And now you can hear the coyotes. At least I hope. They're all yipping along with the emergency vehicle sirens. So how hot do you really want your pan to be? Well, I get it good and warm. I just throw in a couple of beans and I just look to see if they're turning brown. Once they start turning brown, then that's when I will go ahead and put in quite a bit and then go to stirring. Not quite ready yet. How much heat should you want to use to roast your own coffee beans? Well, that really depends upon you. Experience is the best teacher. Since I've been doing this for over 20 years, I kind of have a feel for it. As the beans roast, there's a little skin, or a little, I guess I should say just a little skin that actually separates from the bean itself. You can choose to grind that up when you get ready to grind them, or you can just, blow a little air and those little fine pieces of skin will just, come right out of the pan. But you'll see all of that as I, get to roasting this. Yeah. Now for me, this is actually an entire pound. It's a little more than I typically do at once, but I'm going to do this entire pound, and I have a friend I want to send some of this to, so that's why I'm doing a pound right now and recording it for this Lame Beaver channel. So with the coyotes singing in the background, when it comes to roasting coffee beans, the darker the roast, the more stronger the coffee is going to taste. Now what I typically do, I like a dark roast myself. So what I typically do is just before I get it to the darkness that I prefer, I take it off the fire, because the hot pan is still going to continue to roast the bean. But there again, that comes with experience. This will put off some smoke when they start roasting. So do not do this inside your home. You would want to do this outside for sure. So some of you that do rendezvous, you may be inquiring about my brazier. Because I live in the Southwest and we do have a lot of fire restrictions at our rendezvous, I actually took a single brazier and I adapted it to my propane gas grill. I plan on doing a video regarding this sometime in the future. So if you stick with the channel, you'll see exactly what I've done to turn this into a propane burner. And I can also remove the burning device and still burn wood in it if I elect to do so. Okay, so as these beans are starting to brown up, I just wanted to relate a story real quick. When I lived in Wisconsin, we had an in-town rendezvous, and on Fridays they would ship in most of the surrounding school kids. And on any given Friday, there could be as many as 2,000 kids roaming this particular park where we had this in-town rendezvous. And on Friday, we all elected to use that as a day to teach some of these children about these outdoor skills. Well, this one particular year, I actually decided to teach roasting green coffee beans. And one thing that I learned, that when you're doing this, you need to pay attention at a certain point, because these beans will put off an oil, and if you're not paying attention, that oil will burst into flames. And that's exactly what happened. Fortunately, I had a lid close by and I was able to put the fire out real quickly, and didn't ruin the beans at all. They just had that little extra oomph in the morning cup of coffee. So let me get these stirred up, because it looks like I need to do it right now. Well, this really only comes with experience. The real trick is to roast them without actually scorching them. So that's why you want to kind of keep the beans, moving around. And as you can kind of, hopefully the camera will pick it up, you can kind of see some of them, those little pieces of skin coming off of the bean. There's just a slight breeze, and if you just pay attention and watch closely, you just may see some of that skin coming off of these beans. Well, I hope you friends can see what I'm speaking to when I talk about this little bit of a skin coming off these beans. I'm hoping the camera can pick them up as the breeze comes across the pan. There again, it's up to you if you want to grind those into your coffee or not, but typically I just kind of blow them out of the way as I'm roasting the bean. As you can see, they're starting to turn a nice brown color. Got a ways to go yet. One of the things that I get asked from time to time is about getting the most robust flavor from your coffee bean. Well, I like to typically roast my bean at night and grind it up in the morning. But for a really good robust flavor, it's recommended that you put these in like a airtight jar, some sort of jar, and seal it for about a week. And it'll just kind of like marinate itself in its own flavor. I don't typically do that. I guess I shouldn't say typically. I've never done that because by the time I'm done with a Rendezvous, most of my coffee's already been consumed. But you're more than welcome to try it. Like I've said, I don't do it, but this is what others have told me to get the most robust flavor. Put it in a glass jar and let it, marinate within itself for a week or so. Okay, I just giving you guys a close-up view here. You can see some of the smoke coming off. They're turning a really nice golden brown right now. I'm going to go ahead and stir these, and pay attention if you can to some of those little flakes of skin coming off. You'll see the breeze kind of blow them out of the pan as I stir them up. Well, when you want the breeze to do what you want the breeze to do, and the breeze elects not to do what you want the breeze to do, even standing over the fire, there wasn't much of a breeze to help blow off those little pieces of skin. And I'm hoping at this point you can kind of see some of the oil begin to coat the bean. I'm given to understand, I don't know for a fact, but I'm giving to understand that that's where most of your caffeine comes from, those oils that are on the bean. So anyhow, that's all that I know about roasting beans, other than I better get back to this right now because that fire is pretty hot and the beans are roasting very well. Well, no, I did not invite the U.S. military over for a cup of coffee. But that stands to reason. At this point, they choose to fly over my house. Sorry about this, guys. Well, as you can tell, putting off quite a bit of smoke. They're roasting very, very well. So I'm going to stay with it until I get it finished. And then when I do, I'll show you what the end product, at least from my opinion, what they should look like. Okay, the fire's off, and I'm going to keep stirring them until they cool down. Just wanted to show real quick the difference between this particular bean, green, on the right and the roasted bean on the left. And that's what I was referring to when I talked about as the bean roasts, it will plump up. That's just an example of it right there. I'm pretty sure right now the camera's not picking it up, but the fire's been off for about 6, 7, 8 minutes, and I can see that those beans are still roasting from the heat that's still in the pan. So that's why you want to keep them stirring so that you don't burn them, but the rest of the bean will continue to roast. Well, friends, as you can see, what you have in front of you is a pan of well-roasted coffee bean. If you ever happen to find yourself in a Mountain Man Rendezvous, please feel free and stop by and we'll have a fresh cup of coffee. Thanks for watching, and may you enjoy your cup of coffee. Bye.